Serious question about voices. Can you do a voice of Soggy for me?
Oh?
It's been way long. My gosh. I'm really not up on my Zoggy. But what's the second question?
Freaking open the batteries.
Great question.
What's in there? Oh.
Guys, glad to have you here, but let's... I know a lot of you will be interested in this answer, so I'm sure a lot of you are interested in voice acting. Oh, is it root beer? Bring it, throw them! 1, 2, yeah. God bless you. Lunch? Dinner. Okay, let's talk. Let's talk about voice acting, guys. Talk about voice acting. If you're interested in voice acting, there are really two things involved in getting into voice acting. One of them is really easy, the other one not so much. The first one is get acting experience. If you, the operative word in voice acting is acting. It's not voice, believe me. One of the reasons that anime dubs were so bad years ago was because they would hire radio guys who had really great voices, but they didn't know how to act. So the characters had these really awesome radio DJ kind of voices, but the acting was pretty bad. So if you want to get into voice acting, get as much experience as you can in acting. Get into school plays. Get into like Christmas plays and church programs. Get into community theater. I'm sure there's that around as well. Get as much experience as you can as an actor. That's the key. Every voice actor I know has a huge background in theater. Some of them have degrees. I'm minored in theater. Lucy Christian has a master's degree in theater. I mean, a lot of people not only have college experience, but they also have been doing tons of theater their whole lives. The second thing is this: you have to live where the work is. If you wanted to get into music, most people would say Nashville is the big music city. You want to get into television and movies, somebody would say Los Angeles, New York. If you want to get into voice acting, you have to be where that work is done, and that is Dallas, Houston. So you Texas people already have an advantage. A little bit in New York, and Los Angeles, and then up in Vancouver, Canada. That's about it. You could be like the most amazing voice actor ever, but if you don't live in an area where that kind of work is done, you're just not going to get the opportunity to do it. Now let me say this. There's a difference between voice acting and voiceover. Voiceover is, if you're suffering from hemorrhoids, voiceover is someday, Dave. Voice acting is playing a character, playing a role, and acting that character's emotions all throughout the series. So there's a difference between voiceover and voice acting. You can do voiceover work just about anywhere. I guarantee you there are advertising agencies in Corpus Christi. There are production companies in Corpus Christi, radio stations, and they do commercials for local businesses. Well, they need people to do those voices, those voiceover things. But that's voiceover. That's not voice acting. So that's what you need. You need acting experience, and you need to be where the work is. And I will tell you this too. I was very blessed to get involved in the anime field when it was still very small. It hadn't yet exploded into the popular genre that it is now. So I got in on it on the ground floor when ADV Films fit in this room. And they had one studio and a couple of offices, and they made this stuff because they loved it. And somebody suggested that I audition, and I went and auditioned, and I got cast. And then just kept getting cast. And then I met people from Funimation in Dallas, because I was living in Houston. And I started working in Dallas. And then I met people in LA, and I started working in LA. So I was very lucky to get in on the ground floor. Now, it's a lot harder because there are hundreds and hundreds of people that want to get into this field. But that's just the reality of it. Acting experience, location, two most important things. Yes?
Finally.
Well, you don't have to hold it up the whole time, sweetie. You can hold it up when I'm done.
Okay, I have like 3 things.
Oh, pick one.
Oh no! Okay,
We have a lot of
I'll do it
questions,
really quick.
sweetie.
I'll do it really quick.
We have a
Okay,
lot of
one, you don't look really old.
Well, thank you. I love you.
And 2, like, in your opinion, like, I'm an acting trainee, and in your opinion, what do you think is like the main key to acting?
The main key to acting? Wow. The main key to acting is you just got to do it. You can't read about acting. You can't even necessarily take classes about acting. You need to act. You can read about it, write about it, and study it, and watch documentaries on it, and watch other actors, but you learn by doing. It's one of those things that you learn by doing. So you just have to do it. And you can't be nervous, and you can't be self-conscious, and you can't be shy if you want to be an actor. You have to be willing to stand up in front of people and bawl your eyes out if you need, if the character requires it, or laugh, you know, maniacally, or whatever.
Oh, and the third thing, I would hug you, but
Well, that's okay. I'll hug you later, girl. Yes. Well, are they fast ones?
Yeah.
Pick one. Go ahead. What's your first one?
Okay, my first one is that I've seen a lot of videos with you and Steve Bloom. What is the greatest moment with you and him together?
Steve and I are best buddies. I love him so much. I don't know that I could pick any one moment. We did a convention in Australia together, and we had a good time there. Well, New Zealand and Australia a couple years ago. Had a great time. We love doing the Real Fans of Genius. How many of you have not heard of those?
Oh.
Yeah, you need to check those out if you haven't. You know the Budweiser Real
Yeah.
Fans of Genius? We decided we were going to do one called Real Fans of Genius, and it would be people that you would meet in an anime convention, like Bewildered Con Mom, or Yaoi Obsessed Fangirl. Or hallway sleeper guy, or whatever, anime cosplayer guy, or whatever. So I love doing those things with him. He is a very dear friend, and everything I ever get to do with him, I love. What was your second?
If you could replace another voice actor in the Final Fantasy series, which character would it be?
Oh, I could never say that. First of all, they would probably put out a hit on me. Kill that guy. He said he could replace me. No,
I mean, like, if you could play as another Final Fantasy.
well, you know what? I'll be honest with you. I don't know enough about Final Fantasy characters to be able to answer that question. But I will tell you this. I have wanted for a while to be able to be a part of that series. So, whatever you call it, that game series. So, I'm hoping that I'll get the opportunity to do it. I was considered actually, I was submitted for one of the characters in the new one, and I didn't get selected. So, we'll keep our fingers crossed, and hopefully one day I'll get the chance to be a part of Final Fantasy.